Hello and welcome to the News Button. In today's edition of News Button, we shall discuss about the Philippines scrambling its fighter jets over Chinese vessels in the South China Sea. Friends, as the Biden administration starts taking the reins of the US and made its first move to engage China in Alaska, China continues its expansionist strategy under President Xi Jinping. In the latest round of discards, China has extended its South China Sea disputes to Whitsun Reef in the disputed Spratly region, which falls within Manila's 200-mile exclusive economic zone. In a fresh bout of strong arm tactics, China has assembled over 200 small ships near the reef without any clear reason to justify the same. After repeated requests and diplomatic reach-outs failed to break the ice, Philippines has scrambled fighter jets to pressure Chinese vessels to vacate the reef area. Philippine Defense Secretary Delfin Larenjana also ordered the military to beef up its naval presence in the South China Sea to conduct sovereignty patrols and protect Filipino fishermen. Larenjana stressed that countries' air and sea assets are ready to protect its sovereignty and sovereign rights. After being locked in conflict over the unwanted Chinese presence for over a week now, the Philippines had lodged a diplomatic protest over the swarming and threatening presence of the vessels handled by what it calls China's maritime militia. Filipino President Duterte's spokesman, Harry Roque, had said, "The President repeated what he said in the United Nations. We will protect our territory. We believe that this issue should be resolved under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, and we stand by our victory in the International Tribunal." Let it be mentioned that aided by constant Chinese arm twisting, the Philippines had dragged China to the International Tribunal, and in a significant victory for the Philippines, the tribunal had gave the verdict in favor of Philippines in 2016 and asked China to stop its illegal activities and respect UNCLOS. This China had outrightly rejected and declared in public that it is not bound by the ruling of the International Tribunal. China claims the entire 3.6 million square kilometer of South China Sea as its territory, but the 2016 international arbitration ruling invalidated most of Beijing's expansionist claims in the region. Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte also reaffirmed the same to the Chinese ambassador Huang Xilian. However, a country having dubious human rights record and scant regards for international law will always behave in contravention to the sovereignty of other nations. This has been nakedly depicted in its expansionist moves in South China Sea, advanced to the fictitious self-serving nine-dash line and the Himalayan border skirmishes with India. This time too is no different. It comes under the guise of another work and hurdles some 183 vessels near the reef under the control of another country. When confronted with a question, ridiculously reasons that the vessels are taking refuge from rough seas near the reef. But what stops them to unhurdle later and move away after asked by the Philippines? Nothing stops them doing that except their unwillingness and pre-planned strategy to devour others' land through illegal trespass. On expected lines, the US Embassy in Manila made a statement to international media that the Chinese vessels are mooring in the area for many months in ever increasing numbers, regardless of weather, and that the US stands by the Philippines, its oldest street alley in the region. The US shared the concern of the Philippines and further said in very unequivocal terms that China is using maritime militias to provoke, intimidate, and threaten other nations, jeopardizing peace and security in the region. Despite repeated protests and high decibel US support, China refuses to budge, probably to test the reaction of the Biden administration. Manila has been at the receiving end of China's expansionist plans in the South China Sea. It's worried about the rise of the People's Liberation Army Navy, or PLAN, which is fast turning into a blue water navy. The Chinese Navy already controls many islets, such as the Spratly Islands and the Scarborough Shoal. The island country is particularly alarmed over the recent discovery of a Chinese submarine drone on the nearby Shalair Island and Beijing's new Coast Guard law, which allows the Chinese Coast Guard to open fire at foreign vessels in the disputed waters claimed by China at the slightest suspicion. So, what is the way out? Should it sit in the Chinese lap? Even that won't help. Let's not forget President Duterte, during his first presidential term earlier, had come unusually closer to China, only to be disillusioned later. Fortunately, under him, his country fought and won an international arbitration against China. The Philippines is already a strong US ally. So, will it join the nascent Quad? Maybe, because a collective front against China is expected to be more effective and is touted by geostrategic security experts to be the perfect antidote against an aggressive and expansionist China. Another important country which can save Philippines at this hour is India, which is also entangled in a border dispute with the Dragon. On March 2, 2021, the Philippines signed a government-to-government agreement with India for the procurement of the BrahMos missiles, jointly developed by India and Russia. As per the deal, India will extend a $100 million credit line to the island country for the purchase of the supersonic BrahMos missiles. The BrahMos, the fastest in its class, will help protect Philippines against a possible Chinese attack and somewhat restore the military balance in the region. All said and done, with mounting international concern, solid US backing, and strong posturing in self-defense from the island country. Will China vacate the reefs, or is it there to anchor near the reefs permanently? Only time will tell. So stay tuned to us for the latest updates on this issue. Before leaving, please like and subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon. Thank you. Thanks for watching.